Chris, it was just about this time 2 nights ago. A woman was coming to her home here on Manatee Road. That's when sheriff deputies say this police impersonator approached her and took her for quite a joyride. Listen to them crackle. Fire officials say this dry brush right here is what caused this unusual August brush fire. Bradshaw Beach here in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. This is where Frank D'Alessandro was said to have been last seen. If you will, Vincent, show him those 4 chairs over there. Gosh, don't you know he was just so cold after that? It's not exactly a warm day. And when there's a large amount of blood loss, like the man who was bit by a shark just off this beach, experts often say it's not a good idea to tie something around the injured limb. Good evening, Trey. Just about a minute ago, Senator John McCain, the 71-year-old senator from Arizona, got off the podium after talking to a group of about 400 tonight here, thanking them for their support. You're looking at the man who is now Florida's nominee for President of the United States of America. Investigators say the pilot of this plane called the tower saying they had a problem. Witnesses from these condos say they watched as the pilot tried to make a landing onto this beach. But instead, the pilot missed, landed in the Gulf, and the plane toppled into the position where you see it now. 2 masked men walked up with knives and demanded money. The whole incident was caught on that little surveillance camera right there. Close deputies are still at that Bank of America building out there. Not long ago, they say a man with a gun walked in there, demanded money from tellers. Then sheriff deputies say the man ran down this road right here and disappeared into this brushy area. City officials say people come in here, smear human waste all over the walls. They graffiti up the doors. Stacey, you want proof? It's right here. Here's an application for employment. You open it up, the person's social security number is right there. Here's a credit card with the credit card number all over it. Now, no one is taking responsibility for this, but Office Max is written all over everything.
Yeah, that's major liability for identity theft there.
What may look like only garbage upon closer examination could mean a nightmare for many.
I'd be very upset if that was...
I'd be extremely, extremely upset.
As soon as we walked around this Costco, we found several sensitive documents in this pile of trash. Sensitive like applications for employment, including social security numbers. And there were receipts worth more than $30,000 with the credit card number printed right here. Office Max on airport pulling is plastered all over nearly every document. Could you just answer a couple quick questions? So we went to the store, searching for who left hundreds of identities exposed and why. Can you explain to us what out of the office? Okay. Can you explain to us what happened here? How people's social security numbers and credit card numbers were exposed today?
Out of the store, no comment.
With that, we left.
066.
And after trying to get comment from Office Max headquarters several times, the best answer we got is they will investigate.
Oops.
We tried contacting several of the hundreds whose information was carelessly tossed behind a business with no success. Customers of Office Max say they'll think twice before shopping here again.
With full credit card numbers?
Take a look.
Oh my God.
And by the time we got back from Office Max, this empty parking lot is all we could find. So where the information, identities of hundreds of people went, we cannot confirm. Office Max says their policy is to shred all important documents. As you can see, that did not happen today. We're going to keep trying to find out how this happened and bring it to you coming up on a later date. We are live tonight in the Collier County Newsroom. I'm Dustin Chase, Wink News now at 10. In true style, CNN teamed up with YouTube, hoping to stamp out what 8 Republican candidates really stand for.
The issues that we're focusing on are really Republican issues which play a big role in the Republican Party.
CNN's Anderson Cooper says to expect heavy drama during the debate. Cooper expects questions submitted on YouTube to be relevant to us in Southwest Florida.
The border and taxes.
Collier County man Mike Friedman wants to see a 10-step tax system and tighter border security.
We have a strong Mexican population in Collier County and Lee County as well.
Outside the debate hall, we caught Republican candidates Rudy Giuliani and Mitt Romney coming to check out the stage. They had to drive right by supporters of their opponents and some protesters who say they've been planted here for days now because they have nothing else to do and nowhere else to go.
There's not jobs, and the minimum wage is not enough to survive on.
Now, homelessness, the economy, they're all supposed to be questions here at tonight's debate. There are 5,000 questions in all submitted. More than 40 will be picked out for the debate tonight. It starts at 8 o'clock. We'll be here live in the spin room starting on Wink News at 10 o'clock and then again at Wink News at 11. You can trust us for continuing coverage of presidential politics. Okay, Bob, how do you want to do this?
From one day to the next, reporters never really know what they're getting into.
What would I need a parachute for?
And Friday, it was a refurbished T-6 Texan from World War II.
It was the aircraft in which all the pilots learned their advanced flying, such as air-to-air combat, dive bombing, and how to land on aircraft carriers.
Photojournalist Bob Frank and I were about to experience that firsthand, but not before a lot of pre-flight preps
It's upside down.
and jokes they use 3,000 times a year.
And kind of flop out on that side. That is to miss the tail of the airplane. Go underneath the tail. That's going to deploy your parachute, and we'll come looking for you because we're going to want our parachute back.
The people who buckled us in belong to nonprofit group History Flights.
When you're coming back in for the landing, you will not have to do a thing.
Okay, thank goodness.
You'll put it there.
The flight you can buy is custom, as much aerobatics as you can handle, and it must have looked like I wanted the works.
There's an air sickness bag here. Not been used for a long time. You'd be the first one.
What you pay depends on how much time you want in the air. The ride we got was worth about $200.
Your face always that white, Bob.
We use it for searching for MIAs from World War II, people missing in action.
And this program seems to work. In the last 10 years, remains of more than 30 soldiers were recovered.
Quite an emotional experience, especially for the families involved to have their father or grandfather brought home.
Many of the people who go with History Flights are vets or their fathers were. And most, just like I did, wonder where their flight lands on the excitement scale.
You'd be sitting at about a 7.
Felt like about an 11.
Near Marco Island, Dustin Chase, Wink News Now.
That was something. That was something.